All right. If you are here, hopefully you are in the right spot. We are your digital coaches, and we are looking at session 4, my responsibility of our PDU. I am going to paste this question into the chat as well. For our warm welcome today, we would like you guys to tell us how you authentically incorporated strategies from our Module 3 PDU or PL for global context. If you would like to share out, you're more than welcome to, or if you would please add your answers into the chat for us. If you did not attend session 3, feel free to answer the following question. What does data-driven instruction mean to you, and how do you incorporate DDI into your classroom? So we'll give everybody a couple moments to add that into the chat as we get started in our session. All right, we've got a couple of answers in our chat. One teacher stated that data obtained from Pear Deck is helpful in terms of polls. Also, data from Schoology through quizzes is helpful. We've got another teacher that says that they used exit tickets. DDI was this teacher's next step. They incorporate DDI by using the data they collect and feedback from coaches, principals, and observations. All right, nice way to start off our session. Again, we are moving into session 4 today, and we are going to get started with our session's topic is my responsibility today. We will now introduce all of our digital coaches.
Hi, I am Zuri Hunter. I am the Near Northeast Elementary Regional Digital Coach.
Good morning, everyone. A lot of you by now know me, which is good. Brittany Horton. I'm in the Southeast for elementary schools, digital coach.
All right, good morning. My name is Caitlin Bott. I am the Southwest Elementary Digital Coach. Unfortunately, Shayla is not here today, but she is the Far Northeast Elementary Coach as well.
Hi, I'm Matthew Willems. I'm the elementary coach for the Central Region schools.
Good morning. I'm Brian Dino. I'm the Northwest Region Elementary Digital Coach.
And this morning we're starting off with a land acknowledgement. Recognizing DPS commitments to no justice, no peace, we, the DPS educational community, place our minds and bodies in this space while acknowledging Indigenous relatives who have lived in and cared for this ancient land from time immemorial. We acknowledge the close relationships that Arapaho, Cheyenne, Southern Ute, and Ute Mountain Ute, and natives of other tribal nations continue to have with the waters, plants, and all moving things that call this land home. We pledge our respect for those enduring Indigenous connections to the place we now call Colorado. A land acknowledgement is a formal statement that recognizes and respects Indigenous peoples' relationship with their traditional territories. Dr. Tink Tinker, a longtime member of the Denver Metro Native American community, collaborated with DPS Native American Culture and Education and academics teams to write this land acknowledgement for DPS. Thank you.
Thank you, Caitlin. DPS has we have our transition properties for 2021, 2022. I'm sure you all have seen this. We are focusing on equity, accelerating learning by re-envisioning education, and social, emotional, and mental health.
And just a review of the DPS LongTerm Foundation. This is the instructional excellence theory of action, divided into 3 main categories here. That 1, if we commit to providing rigorous, culturally and linguistic responsive instruction, then each student will become independent learners who are on track to demonstrate competency and graduate. The main action step on that is highlighted in green below, where we actively deepen and expand the culturally responsive and asset-based mindsets of all of our educators. And then in doing that, we hope in the end that every DPS student will have their social, emotional, and academic needs met. And another review slide here of how DPS has re-envisioned our approach starting back in the fall. It's really divided into three big goals: equity, second one, accelerated learning by re-envisioning education, and the third one, social, emotional, and mental health. How do we do this? Well, at all schools, these three themes are universally implemented this year. One by the Black excellence and success of multilingual learners, planning for culturally and linguistically responsive education, and also transforming the SEAL practice with the focus on climate and culture. So you should see that at every school, and then delivering on these three buckets with our local choices for each school, and those are listed below in that slide.
Matthew,
I think you're
you're
muted.
I am muted. Thank you. This is just a quick reminder of the academic technology menu. This is where you should place all of your online tools so that parents can have an opportunity to see what tools are being used and help them keep their students safe online. If you have any questions, you can reach out to your digital coach. The link to the academic technology menu is just atm.dpsk12.org, and there's a great little video you can watch to see how it works. Thank you.
So like Caitlin mentioned at the beginning, my educator mindset we're going to focus on today is my responsibility. So I'm responsible for the academic and social emotional success of all of my students. And then looking next slide at the key action. So just looking closer into what does that actually mean that I'm doing in my classroom. So if you look at the yellow where it says key action 3, routinely reflect on results of the lesson, analyze the effectiveness of instructional practices in order to determine next steps. So looking at your practice and trying to figure out what to do next from there. So kind of connecting to that DDI that we mentioned in our last session. Next, just like the format for all of ours, we have 3 strategies we're going to go over today. You get to choose which one of these 3 that you would like to attend. So as I go over this, just kind of think of which one you want to go to. Strategy 1, using data to track student mastery. We're going to look at Seesaw and the Seesaw skills feature on this one. Strategy 2 is differentiation. So DDI, scaffolding, multiple domains. And then strategy 3 is self-grading, check for understanding, and looking at Google Forms and using Kahoot. So here are the 3 links, and I believe, is it strategy 3, Caitlin, that you guys are, okay. So these are the 3 choices. Strategy 1 is using the data to track mastery. If you go to the slide deck that was put in there, and if one of the coaches doesn't mind, I think, oh yeah, you just put it in there, Matthew. In the chat, there is a link to the slide deck, and on slide 13, or sorry, is this 13? Yeah, slide 13. You can see the links for these 3 sessions you can choose from. So the first link is using data to track mastery. The second one is differentiation. And the third one is actually the link that you're in. So if you want to work on self-grading checks for understanding, just stay in this Google Meet. You don't have to click that link. And then we will return back to this call, and your digital coach and your session will guide you, but at 11 o'clock. So go ahead and choose your link, head that way, and we'll meet you over there.